Hi, please join us in conversation to learn more about TriOS College.
Hi, I'm Alan Dale with Gale Force. I have to tell you, I'm having a lot of fun in conversation with the folks here at TriOS College. People are really making a difference here, and you can sense it. Good things are happening, lives are being changed.
Yes.
Watching people's lives be transformed.
Absolutely.
It's pretty magical.
Yeah.
Why don't you introduce yourself, tell us what you do.
So I'm Priyanka Sahajpal, and I'm the wellness coordinator here. And I've been here for a year now, and my main responsibilities are to coordinate, plan, and facilitate wellness initiatives on campus to improve the holistic well-being of students.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like, that's huge.
Yeah.
Not every academic institution is looking at things like that.
Yes, that's a fair point. There are some institutions that are more so focused on academics and having students succeed in terms of their studies. There are very few institutions that are also wanting students to, yes, focus on academics, but also prioritize their well-being.
Right.
And that's why they have me to run initiatives on campus to make sure that their well-being is also in check as well.
So important, right? Because a lot of these folks come from around the world.
Yes.
You know, they come with, a whole series of sort of life things happening around them.
Yeah.
And they need sometimes this type of service.
Definitely.
Talk to me about the services that you provide. What are some of the things?
Absolutely. So I can get started by talking about the Wellness Wednesdays initiative that I launched. And each week, we pretty much have a variety of engaging activities for students. Some of these activities are more so skill-based, so students walk away with actual skills they can utilize to manage their day-to-day struggles like stress, anxiety, mood changes, even homesickness, which is a huge one. And an example of an activity that I can actually talk about really quickly is a mental health activities fair that I coordinated. And we had a variety of stations like therapeutic coloring, pet therapy, puzzle making. We had an affirmation station, we had a wellness social, which was more peer-to-peer conversations. And that event really helped students learn the skills they required to manage stress, anxiety, and also even improve their mood and make connections with other peers just like them. So sometimes all it is that they need is to have more exposure on the coping strategies they can utilize to learn how they can manage their health effectively. And that's what really these events are for. We also have run workshops on different topics like building resilience, managing homesickness, and managing burnout too. That's a huge one too. And we're trying to get students to incorporate self-care activities. So we had a build your own self-care kit making event in which students were able to put in specific items like a journal, pen, some specific cards that will help improve their outlook on life in general, so motivational messages. And once they formed their kits, they were actively engaged in that process. And a lot of them were even like, yeah, you know what, this is something that I would love to do even outside of campus. And the feedback that we received was very positive. They were willing to take these skills and apply it to their day-to-day. And again, which is not something that many institutions can offer, right? So this is something that I'm actually very thankful that we have the opportunity to provide these tools to students to take care of their well-being.
The whole goal, right, is to set the student up for success.
Exactly.
Right? It's set them up so that they can take care of some of these things in a healthy way.
Definitely.
Just to be successful. I'm so glad to hear that the feedback is so positive.
Yes, exactly. And just to add a little bit further, after the events, we have feedback forms in which students are able to scan QR codes and showcase their feedback. So students many times have shared that this event actually improved my mood. I wasn't feeling so great in the morning. I was missing home, but this event helped me to make connections and fostered a space for me to talk about my concerns in a way where I actually felt validated and heard. And so the feedback that I receive, I'm actually pretty blown away with the big impact that one event can do. And that's why I decided to have these events on an ongoing basis. Each Wednesday, there's something related to well-being that is facilitated in the student lounge that students can engage in, look forward to, and also have a space to just wind down and feel relaxed. Just to add even further, I actually have coordinated mindfulness and meditation sessions as well for students, where they're able to have a safe, comfortable space, wind down, feel relaxed, and manage stress effectively. Because as you can imagine, imagine students, especially international students, are so busy, caught up with job, with studies, they don't really have the time to practice mindfulness, to practice meditation. And once you give them that space, resources, and opportunity to do so, they feel a lot more energized and motivated to take on their day.
Yeah, I mean, of course, if you can settle things, right, and start putting things in perspective.
Yeah.
But it's complicated when you got a lot of stuff going on, right?
Yes.
So happy that you're providing that service to them. I mean, that's unbelievable.
Yes, yeah.
But what would you say to students that are looking at TriOS College? Maybe somebody looking at a career shift, you know, somebody looking at upskilling. What would you say to them about that particular aspect of TriOS College, how we do things a little differently here?
Exactly, yeah. And to answer that question, the great thing about TriOS College is that we look at students from a holistic point of view. So we're not only looking at students as, okay, you have to pass, you have to get good grades, you have to get a job right away. We understand that students are much more than career and academics. Of course, that is the focus. However, we're also looking at that from a point of view of well-being. That yes, you're having a hard time finding a job. Of course, it's so competitive all over, right? All over Canadian society. And we want to validate their difficulties. We want to validate that it is challenging. And at the same time, we want to connect them to the useful resources that they could engage with, that they could learn from, which is our great career services team, our great employment specialists that are able to connect them with resources. And because they're struggling a lot in, you know, even having that hope of finding a job or getting good grades, we also want to give them recognition that they have a space to talk about these concerns. In our peer-to-peer sessions that we have each week, they can talk about this, receive support from other peers on what they've been finding helpful to get a job, to get out there. And they also receive support from myself as well on how they can manage these issues, on how they could tackle these issues. So the goal really is, and what I've noticed from many TriOS employees, is to do everything as possible that we can to make students feel supported, to actually experience that sense of belonging. And that's what I like to do as well, having these events, having these one-on-one sessions, peer-to-peer sessions, to provide students with that space of support, of care and comfort, and wanting them to know that, you know, we're here for them in every step of the way.
You know, I've talked to a lot of folks about sort of dropping barriers for people to, you know, take away all of those issues so that they can learn, you know, they can free themselves up to learn. But I've never been in a conversation like this where you're approaching it with such a vision about their overall wellness.
Exactly.
So that we can take away the barriers to learning.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yes.
It must be amazing for you to see the students be so successful, to know you were a part of that. To know that they're going on to make their community, their province, their country a better place. You were a part of it. What does it feel like?
Oh my gosh, it feels amazing. It's so rewarding, right? When you're working in such a big organization, and sometimes you think about, am I even making a difference? Like, these questions come up naturally as an employee here, but when you have students coming to you at the end of their program and they're like, you know what, I am so thankful for my time here. I'm so thankful for the resources that I've gained, the support that I've received, and they become, like, there's like a different light to them at the end of the program. They are so ready to tackle on what's next. And so they have shared with me just like how thankful they are, the gratitude, and it does feel amazing to be part of their journey. I had a student who actually graduated from the health services program and was involved in the wellness club as well, and thanked the wellness team for providing them with opportunities to facilitate events, facilitate activities. And in a part, we do that so students can receive leadership skills, but when they actually are telling you the great impact that it's made, because it's helped them find a job, it's helped them gain more experience like that, that's amazing. And we actually feel a lot more thankful to be part of that process. Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah.
I'm completely blown away
Yeah.
at this type of service. Thank you very much
Of
for doing
course.
what you do for the
Yes.
students, and keep up the great work. There's no better way to end this conversation than namaste.
Yeah, thank you so much for asking these questions, and I'm so willing to even talk more about the great work that's been going on in our campus. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching. For more information, please visit TriOS.com.